Welcome to The Know, I'm Brian.
And I'm Gus.
If you've ever played a game of Overwatch, you've seen it. That highlight replay at the end that shows off one member of a team doing something awesome.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty much a highlight on its own, showing a person's moment of glory while they're laying waste to other heroes or helping their own team out in a really exceptional way.
Yeah, it's called the play of the game, and while highlight reels have been done in other games before, Blizzard is now trying to patent.
Well, they've actually been trying to for about 2 years now, because they submitted the patent back in 2016, but now they're saying publicly that they want to do it.
Yeah, well, or somebody just found the patent, probably. But yeah, this is the part of the process where they make the application public. Important to note, though, that it hasn't been granted yet. But since it's public, it's a chance for people to see, obviously, what Blizzard wants to do with the game.
But is this a good thing?
Yeah, some people have raised questions about whether this is another case of a company trying to patent something that's a little too broad. I mean, after all, highlight videos have been around for years, not just in games, but sports, you know, sports.
Yeah, like the NFL, right?
Yeah,
NFL films.
Exactly.
I mean,
play of the game,
yeah, it's huge. I mean, this could end up affecting a popular feature and basically keeping out of future games. I mean, you know, like mini games and loading screens.
That's a good idea. Yeah, we'll get to all that though, but first, let's take a look at the patent application itself.
As you might imagine, Blizzard's application is long and full of legal speak, but it describes what exactly they're trying to patent here.
Yeah, so let's read it. Blizzard describes it as a game server records events that occur within the match of a video game played using a plurality of game clients. After the match has concluded, the game server scores the events according to a plurality of criteria corresponding a plurality of play of the game categories.
I will say, I like plurality of game clients. Can that be like a herd of animals? It's like you have a bunch of game clients, it's a plurality. You know, it's like a murder of crows or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a plurality of Overwatch players.
That's coming after Winds of Winter.
The plurality of platitudes. Okay, the application goes on to say the game server then selects a play of the game category and determines the top aggregated score for that category. Once determined, the game server sends one or more instructions to the game clients, which causes the game clients to display a replay of the events that occurred during the time window increment corresponding to the top aggregated score for the selected category.
Yeah, mine had more plurality.
Oh man, a plurality of plurality?
Right, so it's a mouthful. There's more, but that gives you the gist. And a big question this raises is, why are they doing this now?
Well, there's no question that Overwatch has been a huge success for Blizzard. The team-based hero shooter celebrated its second anniversary a few months back in May and has now drawn an impressive 40 million players. And the new Overwatch League debuted this year and has been doing great in terms of viewers.
Of course, the play of the game, it's not the focus of an Overwatch match, but it's definitely a nice cherry on top. I mean, who wouldn't want to have the play of the game? That's definitely like a nice ego stroke.
Yeah, and it looks like Blizzard has more plans in store for it. In an interview with Waypoint last year, lead designer Jeff Kaplan talked about how they're always tweaking the algorithm to pick better moments to show off in play of the game. He also talked about new categories and how they wanted to improve the camera to make the playback more cinematic.
Yeah, Kaplan said, I would say that we're about at a 70% of where we want play of the game to be. It catches a lot of cool stuff, but it's nowhere near as awesome as I think it will be someday.
So obviously Blizzard considers the play of the game to be a major focus of every Overwatch match, but again, this is not the first game to do a highlight reel.
Yeah, for instance, for more than a decade, Call of Duty has been showing kill of the match long before anybody even thought about Overwatch. But it's worth asking, if Blizzard gets this patent, could they start suing other games?
Totally different.
Right.
Or in the future, could Blizzard keep new games from implementing such a system?
Yeah, and we've seen patents have real-world effects in games before. Like we said before, the fight over minigames and loading screens. That patent was held for 20 years by Bandai Namco, which meant that any company that wanted to implement them had to give Bandai Namco a cut of that profit.
That patent expired in 2015, but we still haven't seen a widespread implementation of loading screen minigames, maybe because Bandai Namco's patent prohibited any other company from even working on them at the time.
It's serious, yeah. And of course, lots of video game companies, they try to patent all kinds of things. 2 years ago, EA filed for a patent for something called multiplayer video game matchmaking optimization. And the goal of that patent was to dynamically alter who you got matched with in multiplayer games based on an algorithm that's designed to keep you playing rather than the skill of your opponents.
That way, of course, you'll be more likely to spend money on things like microtransactions. There we go.
Yeah. And of course, they're not the only company trying to patent ways to get you to spend money.
Shocker, right? Back in 2015, Activision filed for a patent to manipulate matchmaking in order to You guessed it, sell your things, yeah. That patent involved partnering you up with people who used items that you might be interested in purchasing. The idea being that if you get rocked by another player and he's got a high level gun, you might want to get one for yourself.
Yeah, and that raised a lot of eyebrows. There's kind of a backlash after the patent came out, but Activision said they haven't implemented the technology into any of their games. At the time, Activision told Glixel this was an exploratory patent filed in 2015 by an R&D team working independently from our game studios. It has not been implemented in game.
As for this Blizzard patent, we'll have to wait and see. It hasn't been granted yet, but who knows, maybe one day Overwatch will be the only place where you can watch a play of the game.
That'd be a bummer. Oh, what do you guys think about this patent by Blizzard to try and keep plays of the game all to itself? Let us know in the comments.
And for all your Blizzard and gaming news, be sure to like this video, and if you're new around here, subscribe to the know. I hope I get the read of the game in this video.
Oh yeah, that would be sweet.
Play of the game.